Now, I'm not one to gossip, but I will bring you the tea. Welcome to Chronicle Speaks.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Look at you.
Wendy Williams, being the renegade that she is, has gone against the grain and defied the judge's order that forbade her from speaking to the media. We all know that Wendy Williams is a straight shooter, pow pow. So anytime she can get the word out to possibly help herself get out of this, as she calls it, luxurious prison they have confined her to, Wendy's gonna do it. She reached out to the Breakfast Club for another interview in which she further exposes the alleged falsehoods her guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, has been leaking to the press about Wendy's health. As you may recall, it was previously reported that Wendy had been diagnosed with frontal-temporal dementia and aphasia. These are allegations that Wendy vehemently denies, calling it a flat-out lie. Now, during the interview, Wendy also discussed her guardian's lawsuit against Lifetime over the Where Is Wendy Williams documentary. Wendy claims that she stands to make $20 million from this lawsuit, but she doesn't want the money, referring to it as blood money. Embarrassed by Wendy's public stance, one that cast her as a compulsive liar, Sabrina now wants Wendy to undergo a reevaluation in an attempt to prove that Wendy's condition is as Sabrina believes it to be. We are going to break this story down and so much more, but before we do, please be sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on any news regarding this story and so much more. Now let's get back into it. Now, last week, Wendy Williams spoke with the Breakfast Club, and in that interview, she discussed several personal and professional matters. She addressed her guardianship, stating that she is not cognitively impaired, and described her current living situation as emotional abuse. Now, Wendy was also fearful that coming out, speaking to the press, would cause her guardian to punish her, preventing her from having the opportunity to see her father in Florida for his 94th birthday. It was then revealed that a judge did grant Wendy the opportunity to see her father for his 94th birthday. However, she was prohibited from further speaking to the media. When Wendy spoke with the Breakfast Club yesterday, she flat out denied having frontal-temporal dementia and aphasia.
But I don't have frontal-temporal dementia. You know what I'm saying? It's disgusting. That is a very rare thing for anybody to have. You understand what I'm saying? It's like one of those types of things where I'd be a blibbering idiot. Like, I can't take a shower, I can't dress myself, I can't speak, I can't listen, I can't. They insist on me telling everybody that I have frontal-temporal dementia. You know, Robbie Kaplan went on TMZ and talked about it. Now, I love TMZ, you know what I'm saying? And I'm watching, and they're talking about me, and I'm like, oh my God, this person, Robbie Kaplan, is saying that, oh my gosh, that Wendy has good days and bad days, and when she's this, and like, excuse me, frontal-temporal dementia is a very, very serious thing, and very rare, I might add.
Well, Wendy,
how dare? Like of all the things that you come up with, you know what I'm saying?
I was looking at these court documents, and one thing that stood out to me, it said because there is no single diagnostic test for FTD, the frontal dementia, the process for diagnosing it on average takes more than 3 years from the disease's onset.
Now, according to Sabrina, in May 2023, Wendy Williams Hunter was diagnosed by doctors at Weill Cornell Medical Center with frontal-temporal lobe dementia, which is FTD, and primary progressive aphasia, which is PPA. This is a cruel, debilitating, and progressive neurodegenerative diseases that results in significant and readily apparent behavioral changes and gradually rob their victims of the ability to communicate at all. Now, me personally, I never fully believed in this diagnosis. That's why I always said Wendy allegedly has frontal-temporal dementia and aphasia. Now, Wendy was allegedly diagnosed in May 2023. However, Wendy's family nor the public knew anything about this diagnosis until February 2024, conveniently one day before the Lifetime documentary Where Is Wendy Williams aired. Now, this diagnosis was very different from the one that her son received about her just 2 years prior.
Tell me about those doctor's visits and what you learned.
So I think they said it was alcohol-induced dementia.
Now, once little Kev was told that his mother had alcohol-related dementia, he put her on a strict diet. He had his own doctors that he had her going to, and Wendy was on the mend. She was talking better. She was looking better. When they found out that her son was trying to help her, it was Operation Get Him Out of the Picture and Make Him Look Like the Bad Guy. Wendy was then sent back to New York at the request of her guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, where she basically had to fend for herself. Wendy was able to get her own alcohol, her own cigarettes, walk the streets of New York alone. They knew this dementia was alcohol related, and they wanted Wendy to revert back while filming the show so we could all see what was going on with her. I personally believe that Sabrina was okay with this show showing Wendy in a bad light, but when that light started flashing on her, showing the things that she was doing, she was like, cut.
Perfect. Well, there's this lawsuit saying that the lawsuit is with Lifetime and A&E, and it's the lawsuit that I've been told I stand to win $20 million.
Now, what was the? Let's refresh people on what the lawsuit was. What was the lawsuit, Lauren?
The lawsuit was that 4-part thing starring me on TV, which I only watched once, and I will never watch again in life. It was disgusting. And by the way, I watched it with my guardianship person. Yes, we watched that together, and that was the first time that this guardianship person was like, "Oh my gosh!" And she was writing stuff down, and I was looking like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. What happened with this? I was, to do that TV thing, it was 2 people who I won't say their names, but I can say 1 white woman and 1 black man.
Okay, and I read the court documents. You're talking about Sabrina Morrissey and Will Selby.
Anyway, they brokered, I don't know, a deal on behalf of me. Mm-hmm. And what kind of deal? I have no idea. I guess the clothing, the location, the money, the money is blood money. It's money I don't want. Charlamagne, you and I have known each other for a long time. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And we've got good money. Isn't there such thing to you as blood money, like money you don't want, you don't care what amount of money it is?
I can remember a check you had to write when we worked together at WBLS, and you put that on the check. You put 4 blood money.
Thank you. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
You didn't approve that you had to write the check, and you put 4 blood money. So you've been pretty consistent about this your whole life.
Thank you.
Now, according to Sabrina, the contract with E1 was executed on January 25, 2023 by the Wendy Williams Experience, Inc., and this is an entity controlled by Mr. Selby. Now, the contract also bears a printed, not cursive signature purporting to be the signature of Wendy Williams Hunter, but looks nothing like Wendy Williams Hunter's signature, which is visually distinct. Sabrina goes on to say, apart from the signature, which does not appear to be genuine, there is no evidence that Wendy Williams Hunter signed the contract. In all events, Wendy Williams Hunter was incapacitated and unable to consent at the time the contract or its amendments were executed, even if she had signed it, which she did not.
And I don't want this lawsuit. I don't want it at all. I want a shout out, though, to the people at Lifetime. I've been in business with them before. You know what I'm saying? I did a couple of things there. They're good people to me. Well, and Wendy, I would love to do business with them again.
So you did.
This is not about Lifetime. It's about these 2 people.
So you're basically saying, Sabrina, it's not true that you didn't have the legal or mental capacity to authorize. You did have the legal or mental capacity to authorize your participation in the title. They just told you that it would be positive and beneficial to you.
Excuse me, and you want to know what? And don't forget about the black man. You know the black man's name.
Will Selby, yes.
Oh, my God. Like Will Selby is like a wolf in sheep's clothing. Really, Will?
So you don't want the lawsuit against Lifetime because you signed it knowing what you were signing.
No, I didn't know what I was signing. I guess. You know what? It was so long ago. There were so many people in the apartment from Lifetime A&E. Lifetime. There's so many people in my apartment. There were so many people when we were going out. There were a lot of people, and I was, along for the ride because I'm the star. You know what I'm saying?
Now, the court-appointed guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, has informed the judge that's currently overseeing Wendy Williams' case about Wendy's recent interviews with TMZ and The Breakfast Club, where Wendy claims she doesn't have frontal-temporal dementia, which is the original diagnosis that led her to being placed in the assisted living facility. Now, what we just played was the part where Wendy said she does not want the lawsuit against A&E over the Where is Wendy Williams docuseries. Now, Morrissey, through one of her lawyers that is representing the guardianship in the lawsuit, has clarified that they were pursuing the case for Wendy Williams' benefit. However, since Wendy is now challenging the guardianship, they are changing their approach. They're now asking the judge to place the lawsuit on hold. Now, according to Morrissey, she claims to believe that it's important to be transparent about Wendy's condition and suggests that Wendy should undergo a new medical evaluation, including comprehensive neurological and psychological tests by a specialist. Now, while Morrissey is open to Wendy getting tested, the Guardian doesn't expect the results to change the situation. The letter that Sabrina wrote concludes by stating that she has no interest in continuing the litigation if the new evaluation somehow shows that Wendy has the mental capacity to manage the A&E lawsuit herself. But she feels that it's highly unlikely that the new examination will show different from the previous one. At this point, it's giving, it's all rigged. At this point, it's giving the same judge that's going to review it now was the same judge that reviewed it before. At this point, it's giving, let's silence her from speaking to the media because now the media sees that Wendy is not as crazy as we was trying to say she was. At this point, it's giving, free Wendy, give her her money, get her out of that hellhole, take her to her family, stop playing in her family's face like something is wrong with the woman when it's not. Let her family choose the doctor that's going to do the evaluation on her. Choose a different judge. Stop playing with this lady. Free Wendy, that's all I gotta say. What I need to do is hear from you because I'm getting heated. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think about everything going on in the world of Wendy. And you know how we do. We'll talk about it down below. Talk to you guys later. Free Wendy. Bye. As always, thanks for watching. But before you go, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit the bell so you don't miss out on any of my new episodes.